But ask the animals, and they will teach you, or the birds in the sky, and they will tell you, or speak to the earth, and it will teach you, or let the fish in the sea inform you. Which of all these does not know that the hand of the Lord has done this? In his hand is the life of every creature and the breath of all mankind. Job 12:7-10.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's doing good, and I hope everybody enjoyed the last video on how to make goose jerky. So today I am going to be walking you through how to make hamburger patties, and we're just going to be mainly grinding burger today. Hopefully you remember that small dough that my dad shot back in January during muzzleloader season. So we've got some burger that we chunked up back in January, and I'm gonna run it through the grinder so we have some bulk, and then I'm gonna make the rest in the burger patties today. So hopefully you enjoy this, and yeah, follow along. All right, so right here is the venison meat. There's roughly 5 pounds. And then here I've got some rump roast that I chunked up. As I said, it was a small deer, so there really wasn't that much burger to start off with, and I've got some other things to make. So I'm just gonna add in some rump roast for the burger, and just some pork fat here that I was able to get from the butcher shop when I was working there. So yeah, we're gonna run it through the grinder. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna start off by just putting a little bit of each pile into the grinder and running it through as slow as I can here. I'm starting off with the coarse grinder attachment, and then for the second run through, I'm going to use the fine grinder attachment. Hopefully, that makes it go a little smoother. And then after I get everything ground up, I will divide everything in half, and we'll move on with the burger patties and bagging the bulk. So let's see how this goes. And I'm just going to put this fat kind of towards the front. Hopefully, you know, I don't know, that should soften it up a little bit. And you do want to kind of go ahead and get some of that meat down there in the hole. Yeah, and I've got this little attachment here to push everything down. So you see the difference there between the coarse and the fine. So we're just going to put on this one, but we're going to go ahead and clean this out a little bit too. Just go ahead and make sure it's all good to go. Clean up some of this fat and excess meat that didn't get run through. You want to make sure that's seated properly, otherwise you have yourself a catastrophe. All right, y'all. So next up, we're going to go ahead and get the burger packaged up here for the bulk. I just divided everything in half, so that way I have half for the hamburger patties, the other half's going into the ground. So the other bit's just chilling in the fridge right now because it's so flipping hot today. So I know most people, usually they'll open these game bags here and hold them underneath the grinder, but I'm hard-headed, so we're going to do it my way. But we're just going to do 1 pound packs today, and yeah, and get them tied off and labeled and toss them in the freezer. So we'll see how this goes. And then, of course, after this, we'll go ahead and make up the hamburger patties. We'll be using, I'm going to mix in some Dale's McCormick hamburger seasoning. I don't know, ought to be a good time. Let's see, we'll see how much this one is. Oop, not quite a pound yet. Close. It's about 12 ounces. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. Now this is about 5 pounds of burger, so it's only gonna make us about 5 packs. You know, like I said, small deer, and you know, typically I wouldn't add in like beef or pork or anything like that, but for the sake of this, being a small deer, and we're just doing it, and meat's pretty cheap at the commissary on base right now, so there we go. Just an ounce over a pound. Heck yeah. So I'm just going to squeeze that tight so everything gets really packed in there. And I will tie that off here in a little bit after we get them all packaged up. Y'all, so next up we are going to be making the burger patties. I've got the 5 pounds worth of burger meat here divided into 2 dishes, and I'm going to mix in some low sodium Dales. Dales is really good. I like it in jerky and on steaks, burger, whatever. So I'm going to be mixing that in. It's just a really good binding agent. You know, as venison is super lean. Of course, I did mix in some fat, but venison is super lean. So more often than not, your hamburger patties will probably fall apart. You might be used to adding in like an egg or two because it binds everything together. So in a sense, that's all we're doing here with the Dales. And to add some even extra flavor, I'm going to use this McCormick Classic Smash seasoning. So I'm going to put a little dash in here and mix all that together. And I'm just mixing by hand because I don't really have a tumbler or anything. But I'm going to give it all a good mix. And then I'm going to be pressing the patties in this burger press here. And once I do that, as I'm layering them into 4 per pack, I'll probably hit it with a little bit of this on top. So yeah, well, see how this goes here real quick. And I'm just eyeballing it. You can never have too much Dales, I feel like. So we're just going to give it a healthy serving. Looks pretty good. And again, with the seasoning, just be generous. It smells really good. Kind of smells like Montreal steak seasoning. So all I'm doing here is just getting everything mixed. Trying to like fold everything back into each other. You know, I saw a video the other day, and this dude had a really sweet, like big, you know, food grade mixer. I think it's pretty slick, but God gave us hands, so we're gonna use our hands. My stuff's starting to stick, so that's good. That means it's binding well together. It looks pretty mixed. Move on to the second bowl here, and then get this divided into a pound, and then from there we're going to divide it into 4 quarter-pound patties and do 4 per pack. This is what a pound of burger looks like, so I'm just going to go ahead and weigh it out to a quarter pound, throw it in the burger press, press it down, and yeah, just go from there. So, and I'm going to lay down one of these pieces of paper. That way everything is not too messy. So let's see here. See if that's about 4 ounces. Yep. So these would be pretty thick, juicy patties. Hopefully y'all can see this. Lay down another one of these papers. This is all going to take quite a while, but that's okay. Give it a little press, and on this burger press, you can actually set it to a quarter pound or half pound, whatever you choose. So that makes it pretty slick. I don't know, it feels pretty good. So there's what, you know, one patty looks like. We'll give it a little coating of hamburger seasoning, and that's it for the first one. So right, we're going to go ahead and get this packed up into a quart-sized bag here, and that's it for the hamburger patties, and I'll get everything else put together. Just be sure to, squeeze all the air out of here as much as you can, but be gentle, otherwise you'll smash them. But there's 4 venison hamburger patties. Now that everything's packed up, and in these quart-sized Ziplocs, we're going to go ahead and wrap these. So I'm just using some Reynolds freeze wrap, or freezer paper it says. But just going to start off here. I'm getting a good little sheet. You're going to take this, tuck that underneath, or over top, and then lay it like that. And it's been a minute since I've wrapped, so let's see here. All right, so we're just going to start by pulling these together. I'm going to go down once, go down twice, smooth out your package here. And I'll fold those ends, almost like folding a Christmas present. Again, we go over top here with a piece of tape. And if you want to put another piece of tape on, that's fine, tape it up. And we're just going to go ahead and package, or mark this. So we're just going to say 124, since this meat's from January this year. And venison burgers. Yeah, there's finished product on the venison burgers.